Hi everyone, it's Rosetta here. I'm back doing a video after a long time. Welcome back. Lovely to be back. Today I'm going to be working on this beautiful book that was in tatters. It's in a big haul that I got a few months ago. It's of Russian books. I'll tell you a little bit about the history a little bit later in the video. So I love this. There was no spine at all. It was just the front and the back. So I'm going to be working with that. I'm just looking at seeing what I should use as the front or the back. So I'm going to be using this as the front, and I'm just going to put a spine on it using some chipboard from the kids books, the board books that they have. I got a haul a couple of years ago of a whole lot of foreign language board books. One of my neighbours was having a council clean-up and I saw all these books, and I asked her about them, and she said that the local op shop would not take them, and didn't know what to do with them. So I took them and I used them as my spines, which they work wonderfully. So I just take the pages, the backing, well, the cover that is like shiny, that has the words and the pictures on, and I'm left with this. So it's not terribly hard, which I like because it gives you a bit of give in the spine. So I'm going to be using that as a spine, and I'm going to be covering the spine with material on the outside, and it's going to be a hidden spine. So I'm going to be doing hidden signatures, or hidden spine in the signatures. This one, it's going to be 4 signatures. It's a 2-inch spine, which is 5 centimeters. So I'll be working with that, and I'm doing 4 signatures. Now, I did do 4. I do, not that I regret it, but it's a little bit harder doing 4 signatures when you're measuring up where the signatures are going to be placed. So when you're doing an odd amount, it's easy to get the middle signature in, and then you do 2 either way if you're doing 5 signatures, or if you're doing 1 either side if you're doing a 3 signature spine. So you do see me struggling to do the measurements then. This is some material I got from the sewing basket here in Sydney, and it's lovely material. I paid $5 for this whole lot, which I'm really pleased with. It's nice and thick, not too thick, but and I love the colour green, and I love stripes, so it's right up my alley. So I'll be using this for the outside spine, and creating that for the outside. And the inside spine, I'm going to be using some Hessian material. That's the woven sort of material. You'll see it soon, and I think that's going to create a wonderful look. So yeah, I'm back doing videos, which is great. I do have this time up between Christmas and New Year, which is great, so I can do a little bit of crafting. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm just going to put on a little bit of music. You sit back and relax. I'm going to grab a cup of tea and enjoy. Okay, so I actually did the inside covers and I put pages. I did do a video. I did a video of choosing my pages and folding them, but the video was all out of focus. I'm not sure why, so I'm not going to stress about that. It just was not watchable. It was just all out of focus. It wouldn't focus. So, and that's fine. I just put these two beautiful botanical images on the inside front cover and the inside back cover. And now I'm going to be placing a bit of muslin behind that Hessian material, as the Hessian obviously is just woven and there's holes. So I wanted to put some backing behind it to make a bit more of a sturdy spine. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just going to cut that material and then glue it on using some tacky fabric glue well, tacky glue, craft glue, but it's really good for fabrics. So I just use an Australian made one and I find it amazing. So just using that I will do it to stick the spine on, and then I will be choosing the pages for the signatures. So I've already folded them, but I will be sorting those through. Again, I'm going to put on some music. So grab a cup of coffee and enjoy. So I've sorted them into piles of, like, I grouped similar pages, and now I'm just going to do the signatures. So just choosing my pages for the signatures and just alternating pages, whether they are on the top or the bottom. And I just love these original pages. They're just beautiful. And the mixture of, the coffee dyed papers, music pages, some digitals, I find is just lovely. So just doing this, sorting it out. I think I'm doing, I'm doing 4 signatures for this journal. I could have done 3. I like doing odd numbers for signatures because it's a little bit easier with the measuring. And you'll see when I do the measuring that it's a little bit more complicated when you're doing 4, because you need to find the center. When you're doing odd, you do the center on the, if you're doing 5. So if you do 1, 2, the third one is the center, and then you do the next 2, opposite. I usually do 1 centimeter apart, or you know, depending on how thick my spine is. But when you've got four signatures, it's a little bit more difficult to find that center. But I get there in the end. And obviously it's a handmade journal, it's not perfection, and I love that it isn't perfect. So here I am, just you'll see that that page that I just added with the lines is actually from my father-in-law's funeral. He died quite a while ago, and when my mother-in-law died, we were sorting through her things, and she had the signature book for the funeral, and rather it being tossed away, I wanted to keep it, so I coffee dyed it, and it does have some of the names of people on there, but I will be covering those names up just with, when I decorate the book. So didn't want to throw those pages away. So yeah, just trying to sort out the signatures, alternating it, as I said. I don't like to put them all in the one level. I like to have some a little bit more higher and lower, and I usually just use the biggest book page, the longest book page that fits in the book, to use as a guide for that when I do it. So yeah, just doing this. Won't keep you much longer. Once I've finished doing these pages, then I will, I think I'm going to be gluing the spine, the muslin, to the Hessian spine. Now, the reason why I'm doing the voiceover is when I do make journals and things like that, there's a lot of things going on in the background. My craft room is closest to the kitchen, so that is the main room that everyone goes in and out of. So it's usually background noise and things like that. I don't have the pleasure of having a quiet house. It's either my husband or my kids, or whatever's going on. I've got the cats, and busy lifestyle. I don't have that pleasure of a quiet house. Either I wake up really early in the morning or go to sleep late at night, and do my videos then, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I usually have something playing in the background, a movie or YouTube videos or whatever, while I'm crafting, and then that's why I'm doing that's why I do the voiceover. I would love to be more chatty. I just, it's not it's not who I am. I do like to chat, but I just can't chat through a whole video. I don't know how people do it, chatting through a whole video. I just cannot do it. So once again, I'm going to put on some music, and I'm going to grab myself a cup of tea. Thank you for watching. Okay, after a few goes, I think I've got it. Now what I'm doing is I measure the middle of the piece of fabric. Sorry, lost for words. I measure the middle of the fabric, and then when I do the measurements here, I'm trying to do like a centimetre apart, and here I'm measuring the centre, making sure I've got that centre hole for the signatures in the centre of the fabric, which essentially is the centre of the book spine. So I do that first, then I usually measure either 2 inches or 2.5 inches from the edge, and I do the other mark. So for signatures, I'm in line with there. So that's what I'm doing now. I mean, it seems complicated. It's because I've done 4 signatures. So when I do more than 4, I usually do 3 signatures or 5 signatures. That's my cat again. So when you do that, it's a lot easier. So this one I made, made my life a little bit more harder, but I got there in the end, which we all do, don't we? So yeah, this is me taking a little bit longer than normal, trying to make my marks. Plus it's on the Hessian material, and it's hard to make a mark on there. I'm trying to and I don't want there to be marks all over the material, so I don't want it to show, which it doesn't show, which is fine. So I get there, and now I'm just going to begin to sew my signatures in. I'm just going to be getting my large paper clips with my book awl and and doing my signatures. Now I usually start from the back signature, which is the last signature, so it's easier to see your next signature using it with the material. But I don't know, I was doing everything backwards with this one, forgive me. So I started with the first one, so it's a little bit awkward, but again, I get there in the end. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this process. Okay, so I'm using some packing paper here to help me with aligning the holes. So when I'm doing the poking the holes through the signatures, that I actually have the holes aligned with the holes on the spine. So this is what I'm doing here. It makes it easier to do it that way. Excuse me. So just making sure that I've got the holes aligned and that I mark the top and the bottom. So, well, you can just mark the top so you'll know it's the top. I always do this because if you don't, it'll just, well, for me, it messes things up. I can't do it without it. So this is what I do. So it's easier for me to fold this in and poke my holes in and align it with the spine. So I just use my pokey tool. Now you'll see what I'm doing. When I do poke the holes in, make sure that you fold the paper and poke them in. And some of the times you'll see here that I keep the pokey tool in one of the holes. It just helps also to keep the pages in line. With the ones that have the paper clips, I mean the papers are aligned there, but sometimes they can move. So sometimes I leave the pokey tool in one hole, and it's usually the bottom hole because that's the last hole that I'm going through before I go back into the middle hole. And it helps me with aligning, helps me with the needle, guiding it through easier. I do use my Japanese screw punch as well. I didn't want to do it on this one because I didn't think it would go through the hessian, which it probably could go through. I just didn't think to use it. It didn't come to me. So I'm just using the pokey tool. Excuse me. So yeah, just doing that here. It's nice. This spine, the materials make it a little nice and it's not too stiff, but it's stiff enough to work with, which is great. And here I'm just, again, I think I'm just doing those little black marks because I just want to make sure that I can see where I need to poke the hole through. Okay, so yeah, I'm starting from the outside. So I want my my ties, my knots to be on the outside, and then they will be then glued onto the spine of the book and will be invisible. So you won't see any knots at all. And this is the way I like to do it when I do a hidden spine. I have done it with the knots exposed, and I do like this better. So yes, this is the way I'm doing it. So yeah, just continue to enjoy. Now I use a iPad and I use the movie app to edit, and I don't know why, but I can't seem to get it to go faster than 2 times the speed of the normal video. A lot of the videos I see, it's a lot more sped up. Not sure how I can do that, but unfortunately this is all I've got to work with. So yeah, I hope it's not a pain. Thank you so much. So all the signatures are sewn on now, and now it's time to just glue the signatures to the spine. I've just tucked the cords in. I only showed you 2 signatures. You didn't need to see the whole lot. It's just a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'm using my tacky craft glue to do this. It dries quite quickly and it bonds really well. So this is quite an easy process. Just sticking it on. Just got to be careful when doing it. Sticking it on, this is the sort of the hardest part, because you need to align it and things like that. And I think I could have gone a little bit crooked. I think at the end, I think the last signature, I'm not sure if it's maybe a little bit not as tight as the others, and it does sort of slant a little bit, but that's fine. This is what homemade, handmade crafting is all about. It's not perfect, and that's why we love it, and that's why I love it anyway, but I know we all love it out there in the crafting community. So I love the way it turned out, and I'm drying this standing up. I usually dry it flat. Sometimes I dry it standing up. This time I wanted to just adhere it, because I haven't worked with the Hessian this before. I haven't done this sort of spine before with the Hessian and the muslin before. So I decided that I'm just using a ruler to go in between the signatures here, making sure it's adhered. But I decided to stand it up and clip the pages and then dry it that way, and it worked fine. And when I did glue the spine, there was those little fluffy bits. I wanted them to stay fluffy. Some of them didn't, because when you put glue on them, they become stiff. But that's okay. I still love the way it turned out. So you'll see it soon. This is it next day. Nice and dried, and I love it. Love the way it looks. So I'll give you a little bit of a look now. So see how they're a little bit stiffer than the top, but I don't mind. I actually love the way it looks with a little bit of the I'm not sure what you call that, fringe. Would you call that a fringe? I love that, how it looks against the black and white botanical image. Really love the colors. They play well together. The neutral tones with that Hessian, I love it. So really happy the way this turned out. So just giving you a quick flip through, and love those beautiful pages, the Russian pages, coupled with the other pages that I used. I really am looking forward to embellishing this journal. The page that just went, I just flipped through. It's got lines on it, and it's actually my husband's father, my father-in-law, who passed away quite some time ago. When his mother passed away, we were going through her stuff, and we had to, clean the house and everything, and we found the sign book of everyone who attended, and she still had that and didn't know what to do with it. So I took it and I've coffee dyed it, and I will go over those people's names with some embellishing. I just love the pages and it being in there. I mean, people attended. It's not really, I don't know. I'm not sure how anyone else would feel about it. I'm fine with it. I'd rather keep it in a book like this and give it life than to throw it out. So I love how the spine came out, and using that book, the book board from the children's book. I don't know, maybe using the glue, it just molded it a little bit. It got a little bit softer. I love how that felt under the fingers, and I could curve the spine a bit. And I just really love how this turned out. So now I'm just going to use this. It's a doily. I think would you classify that as a doily? It's beautiful. It just feels so lovely on the under your fingers, and I just love it. I'm in love with it when I saw it. So I think it looks perfect. The colours, I just think it looks perfect. So I'm going to be using this. And I don't want to cover the book. I love the patina of the book with the marks. It's just the aging. I just love it. So I'm going to be sticking this on using the tacky craft glue also. And it just adheres so well. I love it. It dries clear. And I just love how it works. And so I'll be using that to stick it down. So I will put you again, bring you with some music. Find some music that you hopefully like, and we'll finish off this journal. Okay, finished. All dried. I love the way this turned out. I love the feel of it under my fingers. Love the spine. I love it that it's a little bit squishy, using the combination of the fabric and that the book board, that maybe with the glue it softened it. I just love the feel of that spine as well. Really happy the way this turned out. So I haven't had the time to make videos as with my husband's been ill for the last few months, about 4 months. We thought it was a drastic, well, we thought it was the big C, but it turned out it wasn't, which is fantastic for us. We're really relieved. He did spend a couple of days in hospital, so he's still recovering. He's not allowed to pick anything up or anything like that. So we still have about a week to go, so I'm doing everything around the house. So yes, Really happy with how this turned out. So that's why I haven't really been making videos, but I really appreciate you and the support. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Really appreciate you. Take care and have a wonderful day. I'm glad to be back. See you in the next video. Bye bye.